What's up, everyone? Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, back with you again for an Ivy League football preview video, this time as we head into week 4. And as we take a look at the Ivy League football standings, the same cast of characters are at the top of the rankings, but there are some teams at the bottom still have enough time this season to work themselves up to get to the top and challenge for the Ivy League crown. Now let's get to some game previews involving the Ancient Eight, and we'll start in Rhode Island where Brown plays host to Colgate. Now the Colgate offense has been just that offensive this season. They haven't been able to find the end zone often. They've turned the ball over at a high clip. They just have to be much better. So this is a great game for Brown to get right on both sides of the football. Expect a lot of scoring here for the Brown Bears, and look for their defense to find their footing against a much maligned Raiders offensive attack. Next, let's take a look at Columbia as they travel to Jackaloot Field to take on Central Connecticut State. The Columbia Lions, in my opinion, played a really good defensive game last weekend against Princeton, only holding that Princeton offense to 24 points. And this is a team that was able to turn the ball over. They were able to slow down the run game to 3.5 yards a carry. They were also able to do a good job in getting off the field. They just need their offense to have a much better day against the Blue Devils defense. Now, defensively for the Lions, if they can have an encore performance and taking away wide receiver Tayshawn James, the big play threat for the Blue Devils, they have a great chance to get their 3rd win of the season. Cornell takes on Harvard, and which should be a fantastic matchup because, again, like we've said before, the Cornell Big Red defense has been ready to play from start to finish. They need their offense to really step up and start becoming more consistent. If that can happen in this game, they have a really good chance of pulling off the upset against the Crimson. Let's say they stop the running game of Harvard, but what they will have to make sure they stop is wide receiver Keaton Olderman, the outstanding freshman. This guy is 6'3", 215 pounds, and plays like a 7-year veteran. I threw that joke in there because some guys have that added benefit of having that extra eligibility because of the COVID-19 season. But all jokes aside, Olderman has been fantastic so far this season for the Crimson. I'm excited for his future. He has legit NFL-type skills already as a freshman. Next up, we have Lehigh traveling down to Philadelphia to take on the Penn Quakers. And if you're Lehigh, you're about sick of the Ivy League at this point in the season. You got shut out by Princeton and you got shut out by Yale, both combining for over 30-plus points, so you're 0. So if you're looking at the Penn Quakers coming into this matchup, this is a team that's trying to get back on the winning track. They're trying to get their offense back on the right side of making productive plays consistently in the passing game and also with their run game. In a couple of the bigger games on the Ivy League football schedule, you have Princeton traveling to Monmouth to take on the Hawks at the Jersey Shore. Should be a fantastic matchup. A couple years ago, I was a color analyst on this broadcast, and this was a fantastic game for the Princeton offense. They're hoping to get back on the right track. Cole Smith didn't have his best day throwing the football last weekend against Columbia. He's looking at this Monmouth defense and thinking that he can get back in a groove throwing the football. Their defense will be put to the test once again because Tony Muskett of Monmouth has a wide array of weapons in Lonnie Moore at wide receiver as well as Terrence Green Jr. So it's going to be a fantastic matchup, a strength versus strength matchup, 2 outstanding quarterbacks and passing games. I can't wait to check this one out. And finally, Yale travels to Dartmouth to take on a Big Green in the best Ivy League versus Ivy League matchup of the weekend. Yale has a tremendous tailback in Zane Dudick. They'll try to lean on that very tough defensive front 7 of Dartmouth and try to run the football and then allow their quarterback to operate off play action. But if you're Dartmouth in this ball game, you have a double-headed rushing attack, one that involves the quarterback Nick Howard, who can just line up at the QB position and just run QB power all day long, or you have a tremendous tailback in Zach Baer, who does a great job in his own right running the football. So me as a former college running back, I love this matchup. It should be a great one and a great way to close out the Ivy League schedule for week 4. So that's it for this week's edition of the Ivy League football preview. Keep it locked here on ESPN Plus for more Ivy League football digital content.